Welcome to Defying Dice, a weekly D&D podcast where me and my friends horribly mangle our accents. In this episode, our adventuring party very awkwardly works together to get to the small town of Mosswood and solve some of the local problems. Unfortunately, our bard could not make it for our session, so for the next few episodes, I will unfortunately be taking the role of the bard and doing a very, very bad job of it. So, sorry about that, but he will be back in about 2 or 3 episodes, give or take. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode and have a wonderful day. So we're going to start this off with our adventurers here. We have a group of 4, our wizard, bard, druid, and barbarian. You guys met outside of a swamp. You guys are all on the continent of Erin. It is a fairly temperate area that has a lot of wildlife, mountains, lakes, rivers, swamps, that type of thing, fields. This is more of a cultured, sort of civilized area. This is where all the big cities are in this continent. Some of you are from these areas, some of you are on your own little places, and you guys all met together, happened to, at a junction just outside this swamp. Thinking it would have been smart, and hearing these random voices from the background, you guys decided to get together as a group because it's better to go in pairs, or in a group. You guys are all heading into a town called Mosswood. It's a very small little town, but you guys heard there was some jobs there, and you guys are all heading in there to figure out what you can do. So, as you guys are on the trail, you haven't really met too much of each other. You don't really know too much of what you guys are doing. So as you were walking through, one of you suddenly pipes up and decides to start a conversation.
How do y'all do today? It's a lovely looking swamp, don't you think?
Yes, this is very pretty.
Me hungry.
Man, you guys are all really shit toppers, huh?
Yes.
Well, hello, me. My name is Gilbert, in case you forgot.
Vegaman.
Hello,
Vegaman?
Vagman.
You can call me Sparky.
Hello, Sparky.
I like to play guitars. They're very fun.
Oh, that's very nice.
Sparky. Huh.
Hey, big man. You mind if I jump on your back, yeah? Too impotent? I understand.
Okay.
No problem. We'll keep along. What are you guys all doing here?
Well, I've been banished from my family's home out of an oak tree.
Oh, very charismatic
I
little bastard.
fucking hate them.
Well, I can understand that.
That is
Parents are the worst, aren't they?
Bloody bastards.
Shitty.
very too bad. You're
So-
welcome.
Very, very staggered conversation continues on as you guys slowly get forward, moving in. You come into as you're going down the trail, it is sort of rickety. Like, this is kind of like a crappy swamp area town. This is not a big city type thing. And as you're going through, the trail that is there is rotten wood planks going over these marshy, swampy, just shitty croplands you're going through. And as you get deeper and deeper and deeper, the trees that you start coming along are massive. They're like 300 feet tall, 50 feet to 30 feet in diameter. Like, they are massive trees going through. But everything underneath around you is all swampy. The roots themselves kind of curve in through the lands as you're going through. Bugs and everything like that are just all crazy. You guys, not really used to too much of it. The gnomes are having a bit of a problem, staying on the path because it gets muddy and rotten as it goes. But you guys are keeping up as
Man,
you
this
go.
place smells like shit. It's nothing like my family's mansion. Bloody hate it.
Very icky, muddy.
Bunch of
Why are you
germaphobes I'm
hungry?
with.
Your commentary is very hateful. Vagman.
I'm losing my shit.
Stop dropping stuff, Vagman.
Where?
You're going trip.
Okay.
So, as you guys are talking and slowly grunting your way through, you guys do start to notice that there is a little bit more civilization coming in. There's more small little huts stationed throughout the swamp. You get slowly into a bit of a town, a small little town. You can see there is one sign that's half rotten, cockeyed on the side with moss growing on it, saying Mosswood. Population 300. And you can see those little tick marks slowly dropping it down as it went. This is like a rundown, old, shanty little town, and there's not much to it. There's maybe 4 or 5 little huts in there, and you see a few different buildings built into these massive trees. Some of them are arched in underneath the roots of them. Some are built in right into the wood. But the first thing that catches your attention is a billboard stationed just past where the main sign is before it enters into the town. On this billboard, you can see there's little wanted posters. There's I lost my cat. There's bounties. There's newsletters. There's a small little town map on there. Nothing too fancy. But the main thing that catches your eye as soon as you see it is in red paint saying "Visitors not welcome." You see that strand right across the center of the map, and just been painted there. It looks like it's been a few days since it's been painted, and definitely like a hasty, not perfect graffiti type thing. It's kind of like just slashed out, keep out, basically.
That bodes well for us.
Oh, I don't think we should go in. They don't seem very nice here.
No visitor, welcome. What does that mean?
That means us. We're not welcome.
Oh.
Means they don't want us coming into their town. It's not like we want to go in. Look at it. It's a piece of shit.
But why?
They don't even know how to build a building. They just get a hole in a tree.
Well,
So what are we going to do? I'm not going to bloody stand here. I want to lay down.
should we just walk through the village, or should
What's
we
the
just...
fucking sign? What do you think we're going to do?
I don't know.
Go there?
Try to go around the village? I don't know.
No, let's just go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I could use a beer and pint some. Wouldn't mind one myself.
Beer.
Alright, let's go into the town. See what happens.
All right, you guys slowly make your way into the town, passing the sign. The roadways, I say very loosely, it is wooden slats, sort of floating on the swamp.
Kind of sinks in every time you
Sinks
step
in every
on it.
time you
Yeah,
take a step,
yeah.
and every time it sinks, you get a little sound as like that weird like disgusting smell of mud being like just released. Exactly that, yeah. And it is just nasty going through. But you do manage to see that there is a big sign on the side of a tree saying "Soft Ground Inn," and in there you can see there's one root that comes up, and there's a doorway that goes just underneath the root in
Nice soft ground.
the tree. Very soft ground.
Well, I would assume their ground would be soft then.
It would probably be very soft, yes.
Sink very much.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we got some really good talkers here. Huh?
Oh, yes.
So you guys all walk in and get towards the archway of the roots.
Oh, it doesn't look like you're going to fit that, man. You're a little bit too big for the doorway.
And he's not wrong. Your head is like facing right up to the top of the roots.
Ha! You funny. My pee-pee wouldn't even fit through the door.
He's also correct. You would not. He's gonna look down at his loincloth. You look thoroughly impressed, especially from a gnome's point of view. It is straight up right into the scrote. You know, it's not a.
You're enjoying yourself too much a little bit.
It's kickstand material.
He says this as the door opens up, as the little bard walks his way into the tavern.
Yeah, that door needs some grease. Wow. That's incredibly noisy.
I mean, it's a rusted door in a swamp.
The bloody hell, I hate this place.
We going in, or we just
I mean, you guys are just
standing there
outside
talking
the
at the
thing
wood? Are we going in? I don't
I'll
know.
just follow you.
I don't know if
didn't care.
Badgeman will fit in the door, but we can certainly try.
I'll wait outside.
You can try come.
You can fit. You just gotta kind of hunch in a little bit.
Gotta squish yourself inside.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first time I had to squeeze into a tight space.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count, Badgeman.
Sex joke.
Mama?
So, you guys your way a little bit closer in, and as you enter in the area, you notice it is a lot more lively in there than you expected. There's actually probably about 20 to 30 people in this tree trunk, essentially. The whole area is carved out in this big circular dining bar, basically, with a spiral staircase directly across from you that goes around the outside of the tree up into a second floor. As you duck underneath the doorway, the ceiling reaches up probably about another 12 feet, so plenty of room for everybody to fit in there. And you can see that there's a nice barkeeper sitting there with a full selection bar. There's about 5 or 6 tables. Like I said, you see about 13 to 20 people in the whole bar. 1 or 2 like maid servants going through, and there's that one section up. You see your little bard kind of scampering a little bit more. As all of you enter in, you hear from the very back corner, one random guy brings his hand up and just yells, "Get the fuck out of here! We don't need no visitors in here!" And the whole place kind of just quiets down.
you're not getting my lucky charms.
Well, shit. Fuck you. He goes back to drinking.
Well, I think you'd like it. I'm pretty good in the bed.
As you say that, you can hear a slight chuckle as the barkeep comes up to you and is like, huh, not too bad. Yeah, that's old Marvin out there. A bit of some trouble, but, visitors are welcome here. Name's Landon Haywood.
Landon?
How do you do, Landon?
So far so good. Always good to see more visitors to my tavern here. Are you all together, or
We are not together.
not together?
We're in a
So you're all
group,
set-
yes.
You're in a group.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
that's-
But
my
we're
sp-
not together.
Well, that's fine. Are you guys staying the night, or just coming in for a drink?
We'll start with a drink and see how the night progresses.
Oh, perfect. Well, what brings you to town? As he goes back and starts pouring a bit of ale. You guys can all sit around the bar there.
Well, I don't know. I'm just following these guys.
No, you
Got
just-
nowhere else to be. My fucking family kicked me out.
Oh, I hear you, man. A good ale fixes that real good. What about you two, huh?
Could be worse. Your family could be dead.
I kind of wish that happened. They're all a bunch of bastards. Fucking kicked me out of my home. I did nothing.
He hands you a beer. You need this, mate. You need it.
I would kick you out of my home too.
You want to go, big man? I'll rip that dick right off of you.
That is
Hey, no fighting in my bar, right? Appreciate that.
He just
See?
wants the dick.
Yeah, what about you, mate? Half elf, you.
Yeah, I'm just,
Nice robes.
thank you.
You one of those fancy types from the city, huh?
It's good of you to notice.
Well, not many folk come around here. Most of them are workers or brutes like these two, huh?
Yeah.
Well, except for the gnome. Beg pardon. I'm surprised. Your fellow there is pretty tall. Never seen one like him, huh? Do you know anything about him, or?
No.
Well, his
big
name is
for a
Vagman, so I assume that's part of his personality.
Vagman, eh? It gives you a bit of... Well
Kind
done,
of a
mate.
pussy.
He's always after the
Well
veg.
done.
Oh, yes.
So, what's your name, mate? What's
Oh,
your
my
name?
name's Gilbert Flint.
Gilbert Flint. Nice to meet you, Gilbert. What about you? Tall one. Ish.
Alexander.
Alexander.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Alexander. I see your little friend there is talking to the mistress.
From what we know, he
does
does
that?
alright here.
Oh, I can understand that. So, you guys looking for work, or are you just passing through?
I follow. I do whatever they do.
Ah, these are the brains of the operation, eh?
Work is not in my
Yes.
vocabulary.
Oh, you're not a bit much of a worker, huh? So how do you get money? You just mooch off people, or others do your work?
Oh, my dad always just bought me whatever I wanted.
Ah.
One of the spoiled brats.
Oi, fuck you.
Hi! I don't want none of that.
Well, I was looking for a bit of help, actually, myself. See, a lot of the people around here are, farmers, should we say. And,
You mean slaves? We had your kind working for me in my family's house.
Excuse him. What do you need?
don't take kindly to calling us slaves. Now, we're farmers, right? We grow crops and we sell them to the city. Now, we've had a bit of a problem. Well, I have a bit of a problem. You see,
Alright.
tavern's good, right? But it's good to make a little bit of money on the sides. And you can see he is this, middle-aged human guy with these long black hair set up, a little bit greasy. But he's got this well-trimmed beard set up, like really short-shaved, nicely trimmed, with these brown eyes and this one scar just across his cheek. Barely noticeable, but you can see it. You also notice that his nose has been broken a few times. Healed over and then broken again. He's just, wearing his nice little apron and stuff like that. He's saying, yeah, well, I'm not one for farming myself. I'd rather, go about business, talk to travelers, put a new pint or two.
Have other people working for you, more or less.
Yeah, basically. I
Yeah.
don't mind hiring out. Well, we have a bit of a thing going on in this city, or this town, to the city. We sell our crops, and we sell them out to the big city of Farron. And it's doing pretty good, but I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more into that business, if you understand. Just getting a little bit more.
Yep, just growing a business, so
Exactly.
to speak. Yep.
Growing up business
We see.
opportunities. You see? Do you understand, big man?
We see.
Good. Glad you understand. I need some tough folks like you four. Could use you four to.
Oh, what do you mean by tough? I'm not that ugly.
You ain't pretty.
Your friends are plenty tough enough for me. I'm sure you could use some sort of skill set from you. I need, as he kind of points, there's a little bit farther down the bar, you see that there is a very gruff-looking, like, reddish, dark brown hair dwarf sitting with, like, almost cornrows set through, and a very thick, bushy beard that is braided into 2 long strands. And you can see he's just drinking down one tanker and boom, slams it down, and his beard is just full of froth. You can see on his face it's all tattooed, his arms are all tattooed, and he's like a gruff-looking guy in this black leather armor with knives all set across. What's with him? That guy's name's Clayton Shade, eh? He's the guy that runs most of the exports out of here. Real tough bastard dwarf, if you ask me. More than usual. And, I wouldn't mind, perchance, if I could acquire some of his assets in our town. You know what I mean? I don't want
All I
to...
heard was you want his ass.
Not a big fan of the dwarven ass myself, but I'm not judging. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if he was removed from our trade situation in our town.
Like lethal?
Preferably not. See, he's part of the Thieves Guild that runs out of Farron. Kind of an up-and-comer, if you say. He come to this town to establish the export business. And he kind of crowded out the rest of the farmers. He has a bit of a gang that he controls that's more or less muscles out territory.
I have muscle.
That you do, my friend. That's why I'm hiring you. What I want you guys to do is see if you can undermine his muscle. You know? Either take out his goblin gang, I believe they are, or somehow, you know, set others against him, if you could. Something of that nature. I want him out of the picture. I want to take over his part of the business. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I think we can do it. I can be pretty persuasive.
Perfect. Well, I mean, if you're doing it for free, I'd appreciate it.
Why, we didn't say nothing about doing it for free.
There you go. I was waiting for it. Quiet punch you.
We're trying to see all
I-
that you have to say for us, to us.
What I can tell you is, for my job, I need you to just get rid of his operation in the town. Let me take over his part of the business.
So not completely destroy it.
Preferably not.
Okay,
Just
we'll
get rid of...
try to rein in the others then.
clean it up a little bit. You know, I like to move into a clean house, if you know what I'm saying.
Should we get the dusters out? Or just...
We're not bloody cleaners.
Well, I was
We're just trying to get rid of the pre-occupants.
I was talking about
what
other
are you,
people,
stupid?
not us.
We're not dusters. I'm not no bloody maid. I have
you
people
are.
for that.
So I was talking about the other guy who was over there talking up.
We didn't talk about him. Don't talk about no bloody dusters.
You got people for that, I don't see him.
Well, I did before my asshole of a father kicked me out.
Don't get your
As you
time
said
in.
like 4 or 5 times already, I've known it, mate, as you like finish your last drink. Like, I'll get you another one. So, what I'm proposing here is, you guys can all stay the nights for free in my employ. And, you know, you can collect whatever you get from their bodies. I don't want to be connected with it. We're talking about friendly matters if anybody asks. And, you know, free to stay as long as you like. But don't attack Clayton.
Alright.
We gotta run him out of town, point.
Okay.
Did you hear that, Badge Man?
Okay.
Not supposed to hit Clayton.
He said kill. He didn't say hit.
As you're walking past,
He said his group.
there's a large another group of gnomes that come by, or dwarves that come by, and 1 or 2 of them walk past and just boom, hit you right in the face, and you kind of get a little rattled by the back of your neck, and you kind of clear your throat a little bit, and your voice kind of seems a little bit, a little raspier, a little different. You just can't tell why. I just got hit in the throat a little bit. So
Get smacked around. Seem to like that a bit.
So if you'll take me off, we'll gladly continue on our agreement. You get free betting and stuff like that, and I'll give you a reward as you come by.
Alright,
And,
that sounds... Oh, wow, what happened to my voice?
Oh, got hit a little bit there, huh?
Oh, man, that sounds so weird.
It's better, the Irish always sucked anyway. So, we have a deal, yeah? I might be able to find a weapon or something like that for you guys. You guys seem to like those. Yes, no? Adventure parties always love them.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
It might come in handy.
How much? We don't have a time limit to run him out of town, do we? We just, whenever it happens, sort of thing.
Well, I prefer
Sooner the better, yes.
But there's no major time limit now.
Alright, fair enough.
The sooner you get it, the more money I make. So, I'd appreciate quickness, but
Yes.
I'm hiring you out. I trust your expertise.
No,
But if you're looking for other jobs, I'm sure
now,
there's more patrons in here.
talking
that
about
will-
other jobs, are we the only ones on this, or have you hired anyone else?
Outsiders are, for some reason, always persuaded away from this place. So, you
Would
guys
it
are
have
the first
something
ones.
to do with the sign that's been painted out front? You got,
Oh, you painted it again, huh?
yeah, it's all splattered up with what I'm assuming to be red paint. I'm hoping. Anyway.
Yeah. You know that guy,
Well, that's
Probably
why I
not
said I'm
know
assuming
that
it's
yet.
red paint.
Henderson Torres, he's the guy that yelled at you guys when you walked in.
Ah, yes.
He's the one that writes that up. He's got a bit of a problem with visitors, apparently.
Kind of figured that from his first comments he made to us.
Yeah, he's not a man for words.
Ah,
Maybe talk to him. He might have something. He might have a job for y'all. So, yeah, if you want to talk to him, get some more jobs. I mean, ask him around the bar if you want something. Maybe you can find something on the jobs. It'll make you more money or something like that. But that's what I've got for you. You guys can have room and board for now.
in your tavern here? or-
Yeah, just upstairs. And he goes back and he just goes and reaches for some keys, brings them up, and here you go. We've got 4 rooms for you.
Nice, mate.
Room 37, 46, and 93. The numbering code is not actually standard. I just like different numbers.
Good, good.
There's also number 2 in there.
Dibs on the closest one to the stairs.
Well,
You
would be
lazy
that would be number
bastard.
96 then.
96.
It's all yours.
Good, good.
Alright, well, I'm going to continue to serve the rest of my patrons here. You guys have a good one. If you want to talk to anybody else, I'm sure everybody's in a mood if you buy them a drink. Have a good one, boys. Cheers.
You as well?
Alright, just a quick break here before we continue with the game. I just want to mention that the awesome background music and sound effects we have are all thanks to Syrinscape. It's this great mixing tool that really helps set the mood during the game. So check them out at Syrinscape.com. It's definitely worth using them in your games. Also, I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys really do enjoy it, and if you do, you can rate us on iTunes. That's a big help. It would definitely mean a lot to us if you could do that. But if not, I completely understand how it goes. If you want to get a hold of us in any way, you can follow us on Twitter at Defying Dice, or on our website, defyingdice.com. That way you can talk to us, send us a message, or just say how we're doing, if we're doing good, bad, ugly, that type of thing. Any feedback is awesome. We'd really appreciate it. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. So as you look around, there is still quite a few people sitting around the bar. It's like when you guys got here, it was about 4 or 5 p.m. So it's a little bit kind of weird that there's so many people in here for the time of day.
Yeah.
And everybody in there is wearing like old rotty rags and shoddy farm equipment. Like it's not a rich folk, but they
Been
come
in
here
the
to drink
field
and
all
try
the
and
day.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have very dirty faces, and all of them kind of seem a little bit just weary and like just distraught. Like there's not a very happy, cheery system, other than the ones that are like just piss drunk. And you do notice that one guy, Anderson Torres, that Landon mentioned to you, is sitting in the far corner with his own nursing goblet or something. He's sitting in the corner. And there is, some others out there if you want to approach one. That's the one that you know by name. There's a few others sitting around the tables. Or you guys can head up to your room where you're going to do.
Yeah, I already.
Alright, so your druid went up to the
It's
stairs.
the sound effects.
Gilbert Flint. Off to the door.
The lazy bastard.
Yeah.
Went to bed already.
Yeah. And you can see
It's always good.
your little bard is slowly making his way up the stairs with a lady in tow.
Ah. Alright. He found
you
himself
doing
some
anything?
sluts.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you guys doing? More drinking or?
Yeah.
All right. Get more beer. You gonna talk to anybody or?
I'm just going to watch the surroundings a bit and then head up to my room.
Okay. As you're watching, you do notice that guy sitting in the corner, that one that yelled at you, kind of glares up at you and just stares at you for until you start to walk up to the stairs. As you get to your rooms, they're very simple. The beds are etched into the wood, like have been carved out into the wood, but then laid in mattresses and stuff like that. They're kind of mediocre. Like you wouldn't pay very much for these, but they get the job done.
Yeah.
You each have little
So
kind
lots-
of windows through them.
A lot different than the normal dwellings.
Oh yeah, very different. You do also notice that it is still like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. So I mean, there's
Good
plenty-
early bedtime.
Plenty of day ahead of you, so if you guys want to do something. But you guys all went into your room, except for you're drinking.
Well, I go up to my room
Yep.
and see that the accommodations are terrible compared to what I'm used to, and go back down and do a little bit of drinking in the bar.
All right. So you just go sit beside
Badge man.
Vegaman. So
I just said Vagman because it was funnier.
I mean, it's good. Isn't it?
And it was easier to remember.
So you guys start drinking out, and you're staying up there. You hear a knock on your door.
Hello?
Might I come in?
Yes, come on in.
All right. He opens the door, and you see standing there is this like middle-aged, well, probably about 50, 60-year-old human with almost white, shock white blonde hair, and it's kind of curled up back, and he's wearing these overalls with a tattered cloth shirt. And he's sitting there, or he stands in the doorway and says,
What can I do for you, sir?
"Sorry about yelling at you, mate. I have a bit of a problem.
Alright.
You mind if I come in?"
Yeah, come on.
When he steps in, walks up, he's kind of like this old frail guy. He looks at you and says, "I'm not a fan of visitors, but
Alright.
your group seems to want to stay. My name's Andrew Centaurus. I think the barkeep told you about me.
Yes.
I got a bit of an issue, eh? I had a family once, and you can see he kind of is quivering as he mentions it, and he goes back and he pulls out a little flask and he takes a sip of it and goes, and about 2 weeks ago they were taken from me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. There was a band of adventurers like yourself that ventured a little bit into the swamp.
Okay.
And they came to my farm and kidnapped my family. You guys seem like a good bunch. Would you be able to convince your friends maybe to help out a bit? See if you can find them.
I probably could. Do you have any details about them and clues of who kidnapped them? Where they were to go? What happened? Where'd they go?
The trail's still pretty fresh. No one goes down to the swamp the way they did.
Alright.
They came around midnight, grabbed them, took them out.
Oh, okay.
The trail's pretty fresh through the mud. Nothing really changes out there. It'd be nice if you could, take a look for me. I'm a little, yeah, if you guys could go take a look at it.
Alright.
I have some gold.
That's
in my
down
house.
down in the swamp?
Yeah, a little bit. You'll see, you just gotta head north from the inn here. You get there and you'll see my farm. It's the bigger one in the area.
Alright.
And the trail's just on the northwest side. It's you can see it's dug in between the two trees. Looks like it's going right through between the trees and started heading deeper into the swamp, the foggy area.
Alright. Okay.
I appreciate it. I have some coin back in my house I can give you. It's not much, but it'd be deeply appreciated if you bring the family back. My wife, my daughter.
Alright. We will I will convince or talk to my party and see what will happen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And you can see he's got his hat in his hand. He's kind of, thank you. He slowly backs up.
You're welcome.
Close the door. You two, free beer. You guys are just drinking and drinking and drinking away. You finish Vigaman. He's a big guy. He's taking the cask on down. You can see Landon sitting there kind of giving you that eye of is this a good investment? Because he's losing a lot of ale as he's going down. You're drinking nice little glass. Like a pint to you is this massive thing.
Goblet.
Yeah. So you continue drinking there, and after a while, what are you doing?
I'll head down there and talk to these guys that are
Okay, you
handling
walk
the
down, you
wine.
see there's one bar stool that is sagging under the weight of this massive Goliath, And there's one little gnome standing on top of the bar stool to reach the top of the reach the top of the bar. And you see them just sitting there drinking, or attempting to at least.
If you guys aren't too hammed out of your mind, you mind talking?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I will try talk at you then, see if anything sinks in.
Ooh, pick me.
Okay, I'm looking at you.
Okay. Go.
I found a job. There's a guy who came up to my room and wanted us to see if we can find his family. They've been kidnapped.
And then...
And we could get paid for it?
Okay.
Is that something that tickles your fancy?
Tickle? No.
That never mind. That was a poor choice of words on my part. I'm sorry. Would you be interested in looking for his family?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Do you want to wait till morning? Fresh start? Let you continue drinking through the night? And
What is the time?
As you kind of look around, there is one clock across from the bar there. 4:30 in the afternoon.
Let's go now.
let's go now. Mr. Fatty on the stool, you coming with us?
I like beer.
No, you're coming with us. You can take your beer and come. Not that
okay.
kind of... You sick bastard.
So as you guys
To the swamp.
start to make your way out the door, you can see them. Oh, you guys have a good one. Welcome back. Don't forget about that errand I asked to run.
Yes.
Have a good one. He leaves you off as you exit out the door. So as you exit, you can see that there is still a little bit remaining of parts of the town, small little bits and a few little hovels and huts set through. Looking through in the direction towards the north, you do notice that it does start to... The trees start to get a little bit denser, and I think it's a little bit kind of that ground fog going through. Yeah, that's where the farmlands were. And you haven't have a trail on the other hideouts, so... What are you guys doing?
Heading to that
I'm still kind of pissed drunk, so...
farmer's field.
Okay, so you're into the farmer's field?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start leading the way because you were told where to go.
Yeah.
You leave your bard friend out there because he's awfully quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And seems a little bit busy with the situation. So you guys start making your way outside of town, slowly like sloshing through the mud. You eventually get a little bit further out, and it's actually taking you a while to get through to where the farms are. The trail starts to just turn from wooden slats to just like mud troughs, like a cattle trail, and it's just like sloshing through the whole area. It's not the greatest thing, but you know you're making it through.
Beggarman, can you carry me? I'm tired of walking through the mud.
I guess I could.
Hurry up and pick me up.
Okay.
So you reach down, pick up this little gnome, and pop his little boots out. They stay on his feet, but getting pretty close. And you put them on the back of your shoulders, and you start walking through. As you're going, you're starting to leave civilization. It's starting to get foggier and foggier and foggier, and you're starting to like
And the foggiest.
get a little worried about it as it's starting to get a little bit later in the day. But you know, it seems okay. You get closer, and you start to notice that there is a fence set up and looks like the start of a farm area. As you get closer, you can see there are rows and rows and rows of this almost crystallized rock that is growing out of the ground. Like it looks natural, like a plant-based thing, but it's like a crystal that's bluish. You also notice as you get walking through the field, you can see there is the one little farmhouse there and another field set across to it. Looks like it's growing rows of kind of brown and a little bit of black mushrooms are growing up in rows and rows and rows. And it is getting extremely foggy as you're walking through.
Yes.
It's getting slightly darky. A little bit creepy.
Little
There's
eerie.
everything. There seems to be nobody around you that's in the area. It's just kind of like almost an abandoned farm.
Alrighty then. Should we continue or should we turn back because it's getting a little dark outside?
Does anybody even see the trail anymore? Or are we just running around in circles?
No, you guys are in a field, a farmer, like a farm yard, in quotes. That is, you assume, the area where your guy was telling you Andrew was?
Is there any sort of thing as his house or farm place?
You can see the house in the distance. He's got a walk over there.
Just a question for the DM.
Yeah.
Did we get the weapons from that guy yet, or?
What weapons?
Well, he promised weapons.
It was as a reward. Get a little closer to the mic.
Well, I'm just talking to you, so
Get a little closer to the mic.
we still talk to.
Yeah, you're still talking to me. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
DM. Okay.
Yeah. Part of the whole thing.
I thought we were getting the weapons before we did the deal for.
No, that was the reward.
Yeah.
He said, my
For chasing that other guy out.
Yeah. Yeah. And this isn't even any part of it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a wolf.
I was just thinking it might be nice to have some weapons when we're hearing wolves and.
Don't worry
it's kind
about
of
it.
scary out here.
You got stuff. You got a big man holding you. You're not even walking.
He likes the
sleep.
big man holding him.
So
And yes, that
You
did
start-
sound dirty.
you start heading towards the farmyard. As you get there, you notice that it is almost an abandoned shack, and the fog gets denser as you get closer to the house.
Andrew, is this your house? Hello?
You call that out?
He's still at the tavern.
There's no reply
dumbass.
back.
His family is kidnapped. He's at the tavern. There's nobody home.
I figured I'd just try, you know.
I'm just dumbass.
So you look, and the house itself is old rotten wood planks strewn up with. There used to be a door that looks like it was smashed through. There was windows, but there's no glass in them anymore. The whole area is starting to looked like nobody has lived here for years and years and years. Like it is just worn down and barren. You try to step through the door and you enter in the house, and the floorboards are all cracked and creaking, and it's pretty run down of a house. If you guys want, who stepped in first? You would have? Okay, make a perception check.
Good.
What'd you get? It's in wisdom. Perception is what?
I got 6.
6.
Yes.
Well, listen, man, this is a
why I
rotten old house. It looks like there was a dining room table that's been smashed. There may be food. Yeah, looks like somebody lived here real recently. Totally, yeah.
Alright, good.
Yeah. So as you walk in, you think, yeah, this is kind of an old barren house.
Probably this place, you know.
It looks like it's starting to be overgrown. Like it's a pretty rundown place. But you can't really notice much else than that.
Vegaman put me down.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see if it's been recently hounded.
Okay. So you walk in, get in.
Your stubby little 1-inch legs.
Yeah. As you walk in the place, you start to take a look around. Roll a perception check.
I got 8.
8. You do see a little bit more. From your vantage point, a little bit lower on the ground, you can kind of scope it out a bit. You notice that there was people living here within the past month or two. There looks like a scuffle happened in the area, and things were dragged forcibly out of the house. One even through the door, one through the window, that type of thing. But you don't notice too much, other than on one of the end tables there looks like there is some of that growing rock. Looks like it was crushed up and put on the end table. Just a pile of that. That's all you really notice. There's no, like, the beds, all the sheets have been gone, molded over. There looks like there's been some animal feces in the corner, that type of thing. It looks like a pretty rundown shack.
This would be his house, though?
You get the assumption from his directions. You do notice that the trails do lead outside the house, where they were dragged.
We'll go check through the fog and see what the trails do.
Okay.
Vegaman, pick me up again.
Okay.
I can't move through the mud. How do you expect me to walk around?
Make it work.
All right, so Vegaman trudges along ahead of you as the tiny little gnome feet pitter-patter away. Who's following the tracks?
Either me or him.
Well, I don't move very fast, so we'll use you for now.
Alright, I'll be in the front.
All right, make a survival check.
Because
You are tracking something through the mud.
Where's survival?
It's very bottom. Provided your sheet's the same as mine.
Got a 13 total.
13 total? You do notice that there is probably about 4 or 5 footsteps with 2 trails slowly staggering through, like etched into the mud. Pardon me. It continues on a little bit western, a little bit north of where the farmyard is. And it's starting to get a little bit dark as you were exploring the house. It's starting to get even darker the closer you follow the trail. It starts to even get foggier as you go, like kind of a denser fog. Yeah. Make a perception check, you.
Alright, perception.
Being as a druid.
21.
21.
Total.
It doesn't seem like this fog should be here.
It's unnatural fog.
Yeah, from your knowledge of nature and stuff like that, doesn't seem like this should be happening the way it is. And that eerie sounds that you kind of occasionally hear start to become more apparent as you continue on. Kind of like, those eerie movements, a wolf howl, but there's no wolves in the swamp, that type of thing. You start hearing that as you continue on. You follow these tracks and you can see that there's 4 grooves sporadically being drugged through the mud with these other footprints. You continue on and through, and you do see, as it comes up, the trees start to get denser, and the fog gets thicker. And you almost reach like there's a wall of where the fog is. And it's almost like a perceptible, just straight down wall of fog. You guys kind of stop there, and you can see the trail goes into the fog.
Well, that definitely doesn't look great.
No, it most certainly does not.
From my studies with my father, fog should not look like that.
Yeah, you guys are just stepped at the end of the fog. You can see the trail follows through, and you all of a sudden hear a bit of a kind of like that wispy type sound.
Yeah, fogs definitely don't make that sound.
Something weird here.
I feel like we should not come closer.
Send the big grind first?
Yeah,
What do you-
let's go.
Alright,
I'm hiding behind you, Egaman.
so what are you guys doing?
After you, Vegaman.
I go first.
You go first? So, you gotta walk up to the fog wall.
No.
You start to step through. As you step through the fog wall, you can kind of see like small tracks, human tracks. No. You walk through. As you pass through the fog wall, the daylight seems to shift to, mid-afternoon, evening. Like it gets brighter. The fog is gone. You walk through, and it's kind of like the swamp has become a little bit more parkish, like nicer atmosphere. Everything's a little bit less, weird and creepy, and more
Happy and cheerful.
There's light beaming through the top of the canopy of the swamp. There's
The way
looks
it
like a
should
few
be.
butterflies, nice insects flying around. Like it's a nice area, like almost like a park. As you pass through the fog wall, you two just still see this very dense, thick wall of fog.
How's it going over there, Vegman?
Guys, come over.
I'm right behind you, Vegaman.
Alright, come on then.
All right, so you guys pass through, and you see the same thing. There's trees, those massive trees set up, but the swamp has kind of died down, less muddy and marshy, and more like solid soil, grass. Like a beautiful park. It's kind of nice in here.
Cheerful.
You do still see there is drag marks and footprints leading them through in.
Let's carry on then.
Okay, you guys take a few more steps forward, and you once again hear, "Welcome."
Hello.
Thanks.
No reply back.
I see where if I can sense where the voice is.
Sure. Make a Arcana check.
Ooh, hello.
What'd you get?
17.
17. There is no immediate source to the voice. It seems to be appearing all around you at once, almost inside your head, but you all seem to have the same sound, the same voice appear. It doesn't seem threatening, just a little creepy. So,
Alright.
you guys follow the trail a little bit more?
Let's continue on.
Alright, so you continue the trail, and it goes on for a little bit. You do notice that there is more wildlife in here. You do see a few deer, you see some rabbits, that type of thing set up through, kind of running through. Like, it's a nice little, it's such a pleasant place. And you do notice it's a smaller area. You can see there is a wall of fog, almost like bordering the whole area. But if you continue following the trail, it stays away from the fog wall, continuing deeper into the swamp. You guys continue on, and you see, or as you're walking through, you hear that same to the left. And you look a little bit to the left, and you can see the trail follows that way.
You know, it would sure be helpful, the whispering spirit around us, if you would talk in a tone that's not quite as creepy, because you're kind of scaring me.
Continue ahead.
He wants a head. It. Whatever this voice is. Just the tip. Yes.
You hear a very slight chuckle emanating from the ether.
I don't like this, guys.
You
What could
continue on.
happen?
If you keep following the trail, every time you see the trail kind of turn off or veer a little bit, you hear the same right. Take a left here. That type of thing. Getting solemn directions as you're following through the trail.
It's the scariest GPS voice I've ever heard.
What is this GPS you speak of?
Recalculating.
Make the next legal U-turn.
In 4.7 kilometers. Take exit right. No. You continue following through, and you notice, following the trail, going through the muddy swamp, the dragging marks stop. And the trail becomes, instead of the 5 footprints, there's now 7. 7 sets of different footprints. The 2 new ones seem smaller. One's a little bit smaller than normal size, and the other one, like, childlike almost.
I'm going to investigate the area.
Looks like their kidnapped victims stood up.
Investigate that?
I'm looking for things like torn garments,
Smart.
just like signs of if they camped out here or something.
Sure.
Just try to get some information.
Yeah, make a survival. Or no, that'd be perception. Perception.
Okay.
Perception.
14
14.
total.
As you're following around the trail, and there is no noticeable scraps or campsites as you're going. It seems like they were continuing through so far, but you do notice as you continue on, after the drag marks continue and you're following the trail a little bit more, you do notice a slight bit of discoloration in one of the underneath a root. It looked like a brighter color. You notice.
Well, I go and check it out.
Okay, as you get closer, just under the root, it looks like a small, almost yarn doll has been left just and dropped, fallen underneath this root. And as you pick it up, it looks like it was handmade, handcrafted, with bright red hair that's been kind of sullied by the mud. Just underneath this one root there.
Should probably hold on to that. This little one might want it when we find them.
Well, go ahead. Pack it along with you. I'm not carrying the extra weight.
Okay.
Alright, so you hand the weight off to him, and he picks up the small little doll. Then you can write that down. You have a yarn doll with red hair.
Not a sex doll.
So you pick up that doll and you continue on. As you picked it up, you heard, "Yes, bring that too. She's missing it."
So that means she's alive.
That's all you heard when you picked up the doll.
Well,
Yes.
you guys heard that, eh?
Just you did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Did you guys hear that?
Hear what?
Oh, I guess you didn't hear it. Well, I found the little doll that I gave you, and the fog lady whisperer said that Good, bring that. She's missing it. So there's kind of a clue that she's still alive. Daughter, we're assuming.
What you talking about?
It's way above your head, Bedged, man. Begaman.
Okay.
Okay.
You can see Megaman is like through like, my brain hurts. Just blinking repeatedly.
All right, then. I guess that's a good sign that she's alive. This creepy voice is telling us things, but all right. Follow the tracks that turned into walking things, not dragging. Move a little bit.
Alright, let's go.
So you continue on, following the trail, slowly going through, and you see that as you get deeper, the fog starts to stay way back there, and you start to lose it. And you're in this beautiful area, completely different than any place you've been. Like the swampy nature of it is getting less muddy and more solid ground going through. The trees start to almost become, instead of these massive trees, more parkish, like just real nice. And the farther and farther you go in, eventually you do notice through the trees a bit of light, just a little bit of light, and it's like a smoke trail you can barely make up that goes up.
Is there a way to tell that this is in our minds, or is this an actual place that's there? We're not just gonna
make a perception check.
Okay. 10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
You've known mind-altering things coming from your study. You feel pretty confident that you're smart enough not to be affected by it.
Alright. Just checking that we're not in like some sort of hallucination thing. We just walk into the water and drown ourselves or something.
You start to immediately gasp for air. No, shit. No, you seem okay.
Alright, cool.
Every time you step, it seems like solid ground.
Alright.
But you do see there is a light in the distance, and there is a small little smoke trail into the area.
I'm getting hungry. Does anybody have food I can eat?
Get your own.
I can't catch any food. That's what you're for, Vegaman.
I'm not food.
No, you imbecile. You have to catch food. Go get a deer.
I have my food.
Well, then let me have some.
Might help if you say please. Don't be a dick.
Fine. Vegaman, please may I have some of your food?
Okay, I guess so.
Thank you, Vegaman.
So what are you giving them?
You have a few of my berries. Oh.
He reaches into his pouch, which is just off the side of his butt there. He pulls out a handful of berries that are like half crushed and moldy.
Good old blackberries.
Oh, thank you, Vegaman.
You know you have a ration pack in your setup?
I ate that already.
Oh, you ate that already?
I'm a fat gnome.
All right.
I eat a lot.
No, it's understandable. You also have that too. You have rations, like beef jerky.
Good.
So you guys are just standing it's about 200, 300 feet away from you, is this little hut.
I guess we should press on.
Welcome.
You said that already.
Thank you, voices in head. In head, I speak like Bagman.
Hey. Bad.
Sorry. That was not a joke to you. This is not an insult. My good friend. Yummy.
Oh boy, the whistling is getting real intense. So, you get real intense. You guys continue on forward. It becomes clear it is a grass hut set up with a nice little... It would be white picket fence, but it's not painted. That type of style, but out of...
Unpainted picket fence.
Basically, but natural style. Like, there's it's not like perfectly cut 2x4s, that type of thing. It's more wooden sticks, trees, that type of thing set up around it. With a very nice garden set up and like one of those wells, like a wishing well type thing, set out in the front. And a nice little gate and pathway into this hut that seems to have the door open and a little bit of smoke coming. And the light is on.
Can I see anyone inside?
Make a perception check.
10.
And there's a light on.
Alright. Anybody home?
The door opens a little wider.
Hello?
Come in.
Thank you. My friends too?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Ooh, yay!
Yay.
So as you get to the doorway, it opens up. It's low ceilings, like it's about 7 foot tall ceilings. So, Megaman, your head's kind of getting pretty close. You kind of got to duck down. But hanging, as soon as you enter, the first thing you notice is this wonderful smell of like cooked food, like that, like a nice stew set up, from, like herbs and nice meat, sauces, like a thick stew, that type of smell, breathed in with fresh baked bread and
Now
you know,
I'm getting hungry.
a nice meal set up. As you look in, there is a small little dining room set and a small little bed off in the corner with roots and flowers and like garlic set up, all these different spices hanging from the ceiling. And off on to the right, where you notice the smoke powder coming from the area, you do see a large pot sitting on, like it's about 2 feet, maybe about 1.5 feet in diameter, the mouth of the pot, set down over a fire. And you see standing there, stirring this pot, about a mid-20s, early 30s, long red hair woman. Standing there, thin build in these purple and light purple robes set up that just fully go down her body. She's, fairly attractive young woman sitting there, and she's stirring this soup, and she brings it up and turns around. Welcome to my humble home. What brings you here?
It's a very nice place you have here.
Why, thank you.
We
I
were
like to keep
just
it up.
following the fog lady's voice. She's directing us to, see here.
Yes, that was me. My apologies. The voice seems to be a little bit more difficult out of range. If you understand, it's a little bit stressing to make such a clear and viable voice at such a distance from myself.
Yes,
I suppose.
What
understand.
brings you here, other than my leading, obviously?
We were sent to acquire and find, hopefully, Alexander...
Andrew Centaurus,
That one?
his
read
wife
my
and
own writing.
child.
They've gone missing. Any clue on their whereabouts? Or have you heard anything about them?
I know the man, Andrew. Yes. He came and visited me one day. That was, a year ago, I'd say. And she turns to you, and she's been stirring the pot the whole time. She turns to you now, and look, and she is like almost like a light freckled face with these bright green eyes with her red hair, very nice complexion.
So
set
she's
up.
a babe.
She's very, very attractive. Like where would that be? Probably like Drew Barrymore, but a little bit thinner, and like her eyes are a little bit brighter. That type of style. Nice looking lady, and her robes come down. It's not like too low of a cut, but she's well endowed. She's a very beautiful woman. Sitting there. Yes, he came about a year ago, I'd say, and we had a nice discussion, and he was wanting some help with his farm, and I gave him some advice. Seemed it worked well for him. But that was the last I'd known about him. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Have you seen his family, or what we assume to be the kidnappers? We followed the trail that you were basically letting us follow. There's 2 drag marks, then 5 sets of footprints, and then the drag mark stopped, and then 2 smaller footprints, what we assumed to be a woman and a child, joined the group of 5.
No, 5 total, I
Interesting.
think.
7 total.
There
7 total.
There was a group of adventurers that came by and wanted to make a deal about a relic they heard of. I showed them the way, but they needed to do a favor for me, and I wanted them to contact Andrew for me. Maybe that was them.
How long ago would you say this was?
Oh, they came by about not too long ago. Maybe about a week and a half.
That fits the timeline, anyway.
So you're looking for these 2 girls, yes?
Yes.
1 woman and girl, yes.
I have, as you might have guessed, I have some abilities of my own.
Yes.
If it's possible, you could bring me Andrew. If I could talk to him, I might be able to use some of his Because it is his family, correct? Mm-hmm. If I could use him to kind of channel through and find where the rest of his family is. That's within my power, but I would need him here.
He wouldn't be harmed in the process, would he?
No, of course not.
Okay, good. I'll just check.
It's just, you understand, to have someone close to the people, it's a bit more
you can
to focus through.
Yeah, find
My
someone.
abilities, yes, of course.
I've heard of such things.
I'm sorry. I forgot, or we forgot to ask, but what was your name?
Oh, my name? It's Magdalene.
Magdalene.
Yes. Pleasure to meet you. What about your names? Who are you all?
My name is Gilbert Flint.
Gilbert Flint.
From the
Very
Flint
nice to meet
family of Oakwood. Oakroot.
you. Very nice. Haven't heard of the place. Is it nice there?
It was nice for me
I hope to visit.
till a little while.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear, but I hope to visit sometime. What about you, Hapa?
Alexander Phoenix.
Nice to meet you, Alexander.
You as well.
And you, you're a rare breed. Not many of you left. What's your name?
Vega, man.
Nice to meet you, Megan. Well, I'm afraid I can't help you anymore. Unless you can bring me Andrew here.
We shall go fetch him.
Yes. We'll go
Have
see
him
if we
here
can-
around tomorrow, noon or so.
Okay. Sure, that sounds good. And if you bring him, I'll tell you some info. Same as the other adventuring group. They set out for an old temple in the swamp. It had a relic of some sort in there that they were interested in. I'll show you guys the way, a safe way through. There's payments. I mean, a fair deal is a fair deal.
Question: have you seen this doll with this? I assumed it was you that said she's missing this, so I assumed it was this young daughter's.
Yeah,
Have you seen this before?
Huh. I haven't seen this before. Curious. May I keep this?
We believe it to be Andrew's daughter's, but if
Well, I can clean it up for her. Maybe I can make it a little nicer for her.
if you would.
Oh, gladly.
All right.
And you'll bring Andrew here anyway, so you can give it to him when he shows up.
Exactly.
All right.
Very good.
Let's head back to town and fetch Andrew.
All right.
All right. Enjoy the trip, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As you go out, she closes the door. Still at the pot. You guys
Cheerful.
stand out there and breathe in a little bit more. So,
We can't see the trail go any further, can we?
your perception check.
Okay, fine. I gotta find my dice.
Do not roll one.
Shut it. Oh, okay, that's a 7, not a 1. Good.
7?
Plus 1 is 8.
Yeah.
8?
Yep, 8.
A little further out from where the nice fenced off area is, you do see the trail. You see the trail head off and veer out a little bit from the opposite way of where you guys came. And then it starts to disappear. Like, you see it go off and then you kind of lose track. So, you guys are just sitting outside of this fence. And you hear a slight little coming from the hut.
You
Slight
guys want
humming.
to... You see that trail up there kind of continues on. We could try, see if that leads anywhere to see, or we could head back and try find Andrew. It's up to you guys.
I'm good with whatever.
Gilbert?
Let's just find Andrew.
Alright.
Alright, so you guys are heading back. Continue on through. And you can, as you get away from the house, it starts to get more swampy-ish. Still nice, but as you get to, you can see the fog wall start to come closer, and you get right to the edge of the fog wall again. You guys stand there and wait for a bit.
Head on through the fog.
Alright, you go right through, and it's back to very dense, dark, unnaturally dark swampland, and it becomes more heavy fog obscured, and that same unnatural, weird feeling comes over you again as you get closer to the farmyard.
Just make it through the fog as quickly as possible without...
Getting lost.
Yes, and making... Yes.
Alright, you guys start heading back towards Mosswood.
Yeah.
Alright, you get a little bit closer towards where it is, and it's starting to get dark now outside generally. And the further away you get from that area where that farm was, the fog starts to lift a little bit more, and you can see just filtering through the canopy some moonlight as you slowly approach Mosswood to get towards the inn there.